Three, two, one. What's going on, folks? Welcome to 34 Questions. I'm your host, 34, and tonight I have a very special guest. NoName Rod is in the building. How you doing, man?
Good. I'm doing good. What's good? NoName Rod. Yeah, you can find me on Instagram, Mr. NoName Rod, and then Spotify, NoName Rod as well. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I got you, man. I got you.
Yeah.
For the folks out there who are unfamiliar with the flow of the show, we do some intro questions, some warm-up questions, threw in a couple icebreakers as well. And after we're done with all that, we jump into the main interview where you choose a number between 1 and 34. Sound good to you, Rod?
Yep. Let's do it.
My very first question for you, man, is how have you been? And, you know, it's been a crazy couple years. You've been doing good. You've been doing great. How you been, man?
As far as like 2020, it's been a roller coaster. It started off okay, and then it kind of went downhill from there. But coming into 2021, I'm picking myself back up. Just got a new job, trying to get this music popping off. A lot of art stuff going on too, and a lot of different projects. So I'm gonna keep myself busy for the rest of the year. But yeah, it's going pretty good now.
For sure. I'm glad you in that upswing.
Yeah.
I gotta ask, man, how hard is it to balance that day job with your music? Because I know how tough it can be. How is it for you? You struggling, or you kind of finding the rhythm?
I haven't started the job yet. I start in the beginning of July, but when I was working last year, it was a regular retail job. So you know how, like, especially 2020, customers are getting very like more nitpicky about things and more aggressive and things like that. So it became stressful in that environment, and it did take a toll on my mental, which kind of like caused me to go on like this hiatus for making music, because I was just like, okay, how am I going to get a paycheck? I need to keep working this shitty job, and then how am I going to pay for music? Still have to work the shitty job. You know what I mean? So I'm stuck with the shitty job when there's like not a lot of companies looking for employment, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's only essential workers that are going to hire you. And so, yeah, it was a struggle. It was a struggle, especially the creative side specifically, because your mind is just so like, how do I just get through this day? I don't want to think about anything else.
Nah, man, I got you. Yeah. Before we go any further, let's jump into these icebreakers real quick.
Let's do it.
The first one is a one-word spelling bee. How are you with spelling? You feel confident? Or you kind of?
Not at all. Nope.
For sure.
But let's do it. Fuck it.
All right, man. Well, your word is gonna be soliloquy. I think we've heard that word back in high school, you know, when we're reading like, you know, Shakespeare and stuff. But yeah, your word is soliloquy.
Soliloquy. All right.
Yeah.
SILILIQUE.
Sorry, man. You got one more chance. You down to try one more time, or you
a different word or the same word?
Same word.
No.
All right, you good?
I don't want to embarrass myself too much.
Just for your information, it is SOLILOQUY. I know it's
QUY?
QUY, man. QUY.
I would have never got that.
Don't feel bad though. This was from a list that referred to this as one of, like, it's a hard word for any adult to kind of spell. So you're not alone. You're not alone.
Okay, cool. I don't feel that bad.
Yeah. I mean, you know, spell check has ruined us. We
right. Autocorrect ruined my life.
That sounds like a mixtape right there.
Oh, that's a bar right there, actually. Death of autocorrect.
Oh man. And my second icebreaker for you is a riddle. How are you with riddles?
I think I'm decent. I'm like 50-50.
Right.
I think I overthink a lot of things too much, so it's like the answer could be right in my face and I'd still overlook it.
Yeah, no, I hear you, man. I hear you. But your riddle is going to be, what comes once in a minute, twice in a moment, but never in 1,000 years? Once in a minute, twice in a moment, but never in 1,000 years.
Once in a minute, twice in a moment, and never in 1,000 years?
Yep.
The letter M.
Oh, you got it, man.
Let's go, baby.
one out of two isn't bad. One out of two isn't bad, man. All right, man. Well, here we go with some more warm-up questions.
Okay.
And the first one is, what would you like the audience to know about you? You know, I mean, we're meeting for the first time, so you know, what would you want the people out there to know about you, man?
I mean, like, are we talking like surface level type get to know me, or like deep?
It's up to you, man. Like, you know, I don't pressure nobody to open up a way they don't want to. It's whatever you feel comfortable with. You feel me?
I feel that. Okay. Something about me. What do I want people to know about me? I want people to know that, let's see. I don't know. That's a really deep question. I didn't think I. Okay.
Sure.
Wait. I think I got it. Okay. Something about me. Damn, I'm actually stumped, to be honest with you.
It's good, man. It's good. We could circle back to this.
Yeah. Let me get in the groove of the other questions, and then we'll come back to this one.
It's all good, man. No pressure. Well, the second question, it might be a little bit deeper depending on how you take it. But
I'm ready. Fuck it.
If someone were to pay you a tribute, how would you like to be honored? If I was gonna tell myself today I'm gonna do something in the honor of Rod, like what kind of act could I do?
Damn. I would say just pay it forward to some like just like a small good deed would be good enough, to be honest. Because I feel like little things, they get overlooked all the time. It's like people see like a kind gesture with like fucking Instagram posts, fireworks, like the whole nine, and then like you could literally just make somebody's day by buying them food or paying for the guy behind you in the drive-thru or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. You ever do that?
Yeah. All the time.
That's all the time. I don't know if you knew the term for it. I heard people refer to it as the drive-through miracle. And,
drive-through miracle.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay. That sounds like a Disney original movie.
Well, man, eventually Disney probably gonna make it.
I know. They're probably listening right now. They're like, "Ooh, we got all these ideas."
But for sure, man. For sure. Now we know.
Yeah, definitely.
And the last question in the warm-up is, on a scale from 1 to 10, how well do you know yourself?
If you were to ask me this question beginning of quarantine, I'd probably say like 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, I feel like 7, 8 ish.
Okay.
Yeah, because spending a lot of time alone, like especially quarantine, like without a job for a minute, you have to reflect on a lot of things. And then especially writing music is basically a reflection of you and your ideas. So like when I put stuff on paper, it's like, whoa, I take a step back and I'm like, oh damn, this song really means this, or these bars mean this to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No doubt. What would you say is your favorite thing about your personality?
I think for me, it's being like well-rounded. Like, for example, high school, there was like a lot of cliques. There was like, I don't want to like say any like fucked up things, but like the nerdy kids, the athletes, the people who do drugs all the time, and then like the band people or whatever, and then, you know, stuff like that. But like me and like a certain group of people, we were cool with everybody. Like we didn't really click up to one specific group. We were kind of just like, we know a little bit of things about each of these topics, so we can relate with a lot of people better. I think that's like, for me at least.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Are you from the city or?
Daly City.
Got you.
Yeah.
Did you go to one of the bigger? I mean, I feel like Jeff is the one everyone talks about in Daly City. But
funny enough, I live like I could probably walk there in like 5 minutes, 6 minutes. But I went to Oceana.
Weak. I feel you, man.
I'll play it.
No, it's good. It's good. But yeah, I don't think I'm familiar with Oceana actually.
Oceana's right in Pacifica. Do you know where it's at?
I know where Pacifica is, but I don't know. Oh wait, I think you talking about the one right off Skyline, and then like you turn off on that exit, and then there's like a big, I guess there's Do they have a big mural or something that says Oceana like around there?
It's like a big shark.
Yeah, I think I went the one time I crossed by it, I was going to a dispensary around the area. So
yeah. You're at the right place. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
yeah. I miss that spot though. I miss that dispensary.
I don't.
Oh, you don't? I got you.
High school was like not the best, but it was whatever.
Yeah, man. I went to a small school in San Francisco. I don't know if you heard of ISA before.
Nah.
Yeah, it was a small school, and it's not around anymore. So I mean, I feel you.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, real quick before we jump into the main interview, gonna wrap around back to that first question. If anything popped up for you about what would you like the audience to know about you? Anything yet, or?
I would like them to know that I guess you kind of have to break out of your box to be successful or to be happier. I don't know if that I mean, it relates to me.
No, yeah, for sure.
Because like, especially during quarantine, I was kind of like stuck in the same place. I got very complacent in the last like 8 to 10 months. And I noticed that I was just kind of just like sulking in my own sorrows and not really like expanding outward and trying to find new things. And once I took that first step out, you know, finding a new job, especially, definitely switched up my perspective on a lot of things. And like, I think that's like, it changed my whole trajectory on life and like what to look forward to instead of like what to look back on.
I see. I mean, that's dope, man. I'm glad that you got that clarity. You feel me?
Yeah, definitely.
But I do want to ask you a little bit about your music, though. Yeah. So, well, when did it all start for you? What sparked that for you?
Oh man, this goes way back. High school, funny enough. It was because it was like two people. My homeboy Jared McPherson, he's the one who was like my mentor at the time. He told me how to write like music, like how to write bars and like how to count the beat and everything. And like, funny enough, my first song I recorded with him was at his house, and then it was like during senior year, and we wrote it over a new Jobbies beat, Flowers.
I got you. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it was so corny. I listen to it now. I still have it on my old laptop, but I listen to it now. I'm like, golly, this sounds trash. But I had the lyrical shit going on because like I was doing I did poetry back in middle school, and so I kind of carried that to high school. And then the second person was my ex at the time, because she was kind of into music and like opera and all that stuff. And so I was like, okay, well, I don't really know anything about opera, but like I know poetry. And then I started like, I didn't really have any classes on how to sing. I just parrot R&B songs that I hear on YouTube. You know what I mean? Like, I just know how to copy how something sounds like.
By ear? Like that?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So like, I'd listen to a lot of Boyz II Men, John Legend, Chris Brown, some Jamie Foxx shit, and yeah, that's how I got into music. I actually started singing first before I started rapping, though.
Yeah. You feel like you're on equal like singing, rapping levels, or you're better at one thing than the other?
Funny enough, right now at this very moment, I'm even. But from right after high school, when I started taking music just a little bit serious, I was more lyrical and like more of the rappity rap, trying to do like a lot of bars and like one take and all that stuff. But now switching over here, especially having a new point of view, like, finding out different things about myself, I kind of mix in the singing with the rapping. Kind of like you hear like Rex Life Raj?
Yeah.
Just like that.
Nah, I mean, I think that's that's one of my favorite kind of musics where you can sing and rap, and like I think singers should be rapping, you know, like with that melody and all that stuff. But yeah. What would you say is like Yeah, so where would you want this music to take you? Like, what do you envision for yourself? Like, going with it.
I don't know, to be honest. Like, I know obviously I want to put a lot of effort into the music, so I mean I'd hope it takes me somewhere where I can make a living off of music. Like the fame and all that stuff, that I could kind of care less about that, but what I am more going towards is like creating music and being able to make a living off of that. Like if I get paid to do shows, if people want to use it for commercials or whatever, or performance, concerts, stuff like that.
Yeah. Have you performed before, like on stage and stuff?
Yeah. It started off. Have you ever been to the Daly City, like Gellert, that little shack right next to the library?
I've never been in that shack, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's like they host like you can rent it out for like parties or whatever. And there used to be like this open mic thing. It was like NCYC. Mm-hmm. That was my first performance, and that was like 2008, 2009.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, I've been performing for a minute, but it like from 2008 to 2009, maybe to like 2011, 2012, I was doing like cover songs, like strictly cover songs. And then that's when I started writing my own music and then performing my own stuff there.
For sure. Just wondering, man, like, cause I never know, you know, I don't generally ask for how old people are, but I'm class of 08. Are you class of what?
What class do you think I am?
I don't know. I mean, you say you've been performing since 08, so I mean, I generally want to say maybe 07.
07?
Yeah.
Damn. So I'm older than you?
Well, are you or not?
Well, how old are you?
I'm class of 08. So
class of 08. So you're dirty 30 now, huh?
I'm 31 now.
31? Oh, damn. You should call it 31 questions.
Yeah. But
I'm a year younger than you.
Gotcha.
I'm turning 30 this year.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that's dope. Then you've been performing while in high school. You know, I was just guessing because most people they start taking it seriously right after high school. But
yeah, I think for me, I was just kind of using it as like an outlet at that point, like just to get my voice out there. Not really like making like a goal for it. Kind of just like doing it just for a hobby.
I got you. And so seriously, what had just happened recently, or like past few years?
I'll say seriously, it happened end of 2017, beginning of 2018. That's when I was in a group with my homie Mikey and CJ.
Oh shit! Yeah.
You know KG too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she was at our show too. I actually have a flyer right here in my room, and it has our group, and then it says featuring KG. And we didn't host the show, but we were part of a show at Brick and Mortar SF with what's his name? I forgot what the artist who was the headliner, but yeah, that was like our first big show.
Did you ever have trouble with like stage fright, or you was ready for it? You was ready for that?
Well, when I started out, obviously. So like 2008 at the NCYC shit. Oh man, that was horrible. Like I remember I think this was like the 5th time I visited, right? And but disclaimer, this is gonna be about drugs. So whoever's watching, don't do drugs. But there's a little story. I used to pop like ecstasy. And so like to get over the nerves, I popped one before my set. And then like it was a triple stack, and like it just got me hella like oh shit, like hella shaky and jittery and shit. So when I went up, I was supposed to sing like Just Friends or some shit, Music Soul Child. You know how everybody sings that shit.
Hey, that's a classic one. Yeah.
It is. And Lemonade. And so I get up there, and then I'm just like holding the mic like shaking. And then I'm trying to sing, but like my body, like my chest is like, my heart's pumping, and then my chest is like vibrating. And then I hear like somebody in the second row, they're like, oh my God, he's so nervous. But it has nothing to do with my nerves anymore. It's all the drugs.
Yeah.
I was just like,
Yeah.
And then I just froze, and I had to like stop for like a few seconds, and I was like, excuse me, hold on. And I was like, holy shit. And then I came back to the mic. I was like, okay, we're good. But then I was still like,
Yeah, you had to take that pause, man.
Yeah, I don't know. But I think after that, after I started writing my own music, especially when I stopped doing cover songs, when I started writing my own music, I kind of went in with this mindset from that moment forward, like, you don't need to be nervous, because even if you fuck up, nobody's gonna know if you actually fucked up. Unless you make it look like you did, like you're just like, oh man, like, oh shit, blah blah, you know.
Yeah.
But I was already on my P's and Q's with like freestyling, so even if I fucked up, I'm just gonna freestyle the rest of the whatever.
Yeah.
And then just gauge the crowd reaction from there. And then, like, if I can't remember the other song, I'm gonna just cut it.
Especially when you can sing, man. You fuck up and you sing, you could just go, you know, do a little melody, and people think, or like you could scat a little bit, and
yeah. You know, it's crazy though, because like when was that? Like a couple months ago, when I was like trying to figure out where my voice was, like the range I can do, and like how I can integrate that with like rapping, I started challenging myself. So I started freestyling.
It's just,
like it's kind of dope.
Man, I wish I could do that, bro. Like, I mean, you know, it's funny to me when I sing to a song, or like, you know, singing in the car, shower, whatever. I think I'm on point. I think I'm on key. But then, everybody I ever like sing around, they're like, you know, they tell me the truth, and I appreciate it. But it doesn't stop me from feeling like I can sing though. Like I'll still
hey,
in there.
Fuck it, man. Who cares? Like, it doesn't even matter if it's good or not. Just sing. Sing that shit.
I mean, that's generally what I choose to do. So, but
there you go. Fuck it. In the shower, at home, at the bus stop, grocery store, don't matter. Well, I mean, it might matter.
Dude, you ever catch somebody like just going ham in their car, like singing to
in the car? Yeah, you'll catch me doing that too. If we pull up next to each other, be like, oh shit. Yeah. And then I'll open my window and then turn on the volume, like, ah, and then just drive off.
Yeah.
And then I'll turn it down when we get in traffic.
But for that brief moment, you make a connection with somebody. You feel me?
Exactly. I think that's what a lot of people are worried about. Is they worry about not looking cool enough in their car when they're jamming to something, than making a connection with somebody. Not even in just your car, just in general. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people don't really listen to music for its like feeling, like how it makes you feel.
Word. You don't think so?
I mean, obviously some people do. It's gonna make you feel something, but from my point of view, like, for example, a couple of weeks ago, I was driving to my sister's house in San Ramon, and then on the freeway, it was like kind of like bumper to bumper traffic. And I was bumping. I have a playlist, and it's just like a vibe playlist. So it goes from like Rex Life Raj to Her to fucking you know, random R&B to like hardcore shit to like the Spider-Man and Black Panther albums and stuff. So it's like a bunch of random shit. And so like a Her song was playing. I think it was Focus, like the, you know, the Focus on Me.
Oh shit.
And it was that.
Okay.
And we're in traffic, and I look like, you know, like I got a beanie, I got a tank top, I'm smoking a cigarette, and then the car pulls up next to me, and then it's like two dudes, and they're listening to like I think it was Lemon Pepper freestyle. Yeah.
That's,
you know what I'm saying? And they're like doom doom doom. You know, the beat, the bass is knocking, and it's like dun, 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 dun. And then Drake's like rapping and shit, and their speakers are like bumping, and then mine is just like you know what I'm saying? And then I just look over, and then like they're hella laughing. I'm like, man, fuck this shit. I just toss out my cigarette, close my window. I'm like, I can't do this today, bro. I still got like 18 miles to go to San Ramon. I'm not gonna drive the whole way blasting this shit right next to them. So
oh yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Like it was just like a disconnect. Like if it was anybody else, like let's say if it was you and you were listening to some random shit and be like, hey, you know?
Yeah.
Because I listen to everything. It's not like I'm stuck on one genre. I can't do it.
feel you, man. Whatever sounds good to you, right? Like that's the music. And honestly, anytime I ask folks like what their favorite music is, that's I think probably the number one answer I get. Like whatever sounds good to me. And I remember being a kid. They used to want to, like, you know, categorize you in whatever music. Oh, you like hip hop or you like R&B. But then eventually, as you get older, it's like, damn, I appreciate all. Like, you know, especially if you're raised with folks who listen to music too, you're like, your music taste is pretty, you know, eclectic.
Yeah. For me, my dad had a DJ set, he had a turntable set from DJ Qbert, because DJ Qbert used to live like down the street from here, from my house on Hillcrest, and there was like a whole DJ like club, like Filipino DJ thing at Westlake. You know where Westlake is, the basketball courts.
Yeah.
They used to have shit over there back in like the 90s, like the early or mid 90s.
Damn, for real?
Yeah, there's like a documentary on it too.
On
For Daily City.
On PBS?
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't know that they were talking about that Westlake basketball court though.
Yeah, it's right down here. But yeah, my dad was like a DJ, so he'd play a lot of like his mixes. It's like Ice Cube, Dr. Dre, LL Cool J, KRS-One, all those like types of records. And then like what we would listen to upstairs when he's doing his DJ stuff downstairs at my house, it was like Britney Spears, NSYNC, Linkin Park, Backstreet Boys, you know what I'm saying? Like stuff like pop music. And then what kind of switched it over for me was after watching Hardball. You seen Hardball with Keanu Reeves?
Yeah.
Funny shit though. You know Michael B. Jordan's in that?
Yeah, you're right actually.
Hella random. But yeah, I was watching that and then I heard the picture. You remember he was listening to Big Papa?
I love it when you doing that.
Yeah. Throw your hands in the air. And then what got me into that was I like the beat, but then I remember hearing that same sample like on like in the car radio on the way home from like Christmas one time. It was like the Isley Brothers. You know, Between the Sheets is the original sample of the song. Between the sheets, dun, 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 hey girl. That I remember hearing that shit on the radio. So I'm like, what is this? So then I remember going on my mom's computer and like looking up like, what is this song? Like I'd wait for the end credits in Hardball and then be like, okay, this is called Big Papa. All right, cool. Like, what is who does this song? Blah blah blah. And this is the AOL dial-up. You know, like it was like hella slow internet. But yeah, like that's what intrigued me into like hip hop music. And I used to always like, I felt bad because like in middle school, after I got into hip hop, like when I found out some of my classmates listened to like hardcore rock music and shit like that, I'm like, ew, you listen to that stuff? You know, I was hella judgmental, but funny enough, like growing in now, like getting older now, like you kind of appreciate all the different music.
No doubt. And you know, I remember kind of feeling the same way too. The song that got me into hip hop was Nas's One Mic. I remember that one for sure.
Dang. Wait, where did you hear that? Like, how did you get a hand of that?
MTV Jams. I don't know if you remember that channel. But I used to be at my cousin's house and that music video used to come on and I used to be like, I remember I called it One Mic because I didn't know. I didn't know how to pronounce Mike, dude. And my cousin's house played me.
That makes sense though. That makes sense.
One Mic. After that, it was, you know, Nas and then Tupac and then DMX and, you know, just a lot of conscious rappers I was getting really into. And then I didn't appreciate rock until Linkin Park because then I heard Mike Shinoda doing his thing on there. I'm like, you can do this? People are doing this? And then I got really into it after that.
And then the Jay-Z album kind of just like bridged the gap, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's when mainstream people were like, okay, cool, rock is like, we can integrate this together and still be cool with it.
I'm kind of bummed that it never took off. Like I wanted more like, you know, collaborations and wanted to see that crossover more.
Yeah.
You know, hopefully, I mean, who knows, you know, music changes and right now I know trap is kind of fading away. So maybe rock rap could like take over as a new sound, you know?
Trap has been taken over for like what, the past decade? Almost?
Yeah, almost, yeah.
I feel like, I'm gonna predict it right now. I feel like right now, so trap, you said trap is dying down a little bit, you know what I'm saying? It's losing momentum just because it got too repetitive. There was like a floodgate of everybody trying to do trap. I feel like right now everybody's trying to do like selection music, like R&B, trap soul type stuff right now.
Okay.
And then it's gonna go into the rock hip hop ish because Willow and Jada Smith.
Because of them.
Not because of them, but I feel like they're like the first people to like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Open.
you would have thought Willow
yeah.
would be doing something else, but she's doing like rock.
I didn't even know that. I didn't know that.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, you know, I hate to say that I haven't been following like the new trends lately.
Yeah, I feel that.
But yeah, I mean, that's good to know. I'm definitely gonna check her out.
Yeah, do it. She's killing it, by the way.
Word.
Doing a good job. She got some dope shit.
I mean, it's in the blood, man. And I mean, music sounds like it's in the blood for you too. So,
oh yeah.
Yeah, that's sick. But yeah, we got kind of carried away, but it's all
yeah,
good.
my bad.
No. It's me too, man. I just like good conversation. So
yeah. I feel it.
Appreciate the vibe. But let's jump into it, man. Got 3 levels for you: easy, medium, hard. Where would you like to start?
Let's start medium.
Okay. And what number are you choosing?
Let's go 9.
You ever have your mouse like disappear on you on the screen?
Wait, is that the question?
Oh no. My bad.
Like,
My bad.
Nah, I'm kidding. But yeah, I do. And then you have to move it hella.
Yeah.
And then it pops up out the cuts like out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I hate that shit.
The first question for you, man, is what gets you up in the morning?
Ooh. What gets me up in the morning? I feel like what gets me up in the morning is all the problems that I have. Because I don't want those problems to be there the next morning. So if I got a problem that I got to deal with, like I got to pay something, I got to go to work, I got to, this or that. I think that's my motivation to get up and be like, I don't want this to linger here. So I'm gonna check it off my to-do list now, so I don't got to do it later.
No, I feel you. Especially work or school in the morning. It's like, oh shit, remember I gotta be there or be at a certain place at a certain time.
People going to school, I applaud every person going to school, whether it be remote or going to the actual school, because holy shit, obviously college is not for everybody. But like, I think my mind state was just like, man, I'm not even getting paid for this. I'm paying them to go there, and then I'm already stressing out. So I applaud everybody going to school, finishing school, and all that stuff. Like, hats to them. That's a lot of hard work.
Yeah, shout out to the students out there for
yes.
learning.
Yep. Knowledge is power.
And the second part of this question is, well, what keeps you up at night?
My problems.
Same thing. Yeah.
Yep. What keeps me up and keeps me down? Same problem.
Yeah.
Because if it's still there, it's gonna linger, and then that's what keeps me up at night. Like, how will I handle this tomorrow when I wake up? And then when I'm asleep, I'm like, okay, now I gotta get up because I don't want to feel this way again tonight.
Yeah, man, it's like I don't know if I got like anxiety issues and nothing, but there's like this emptiness. I don't know if you ever feel it, but sometimes I be feeling that shit, like I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing or something, man. Right? It's at least that's how I kind of describe it for myself.
For me, I think it's more like sometimes I catch like FOMO. And then at the end of the day, when I'm scrolling before I go to bed, I'm just like, damn, man, I wish I was doing that. And I think that's what keeps me up too. Is just like, I don't want to wake up to a basic life again. I want to wake up in a mansion with like just parties going on day and night, all that shit. I want to live a lavish life. And then when I wake up, it's just like, all right, I got to do the everyday 9 to 5 stuff now.
The reality.
Back to reality. Yep.
Yeah. In reality, dude.
Right back to it.
But it's one of those things that at least that drives you. You feel me? A lot of people can feel that and really like go the other way and just stay in bed. You feel me?
Yeah.
So yeah, man. At least you turned into something that that gets you going. So that's
Yeah,
good.
that's what was keeping me in bed before, like during the last the last couple months of 2020. I think that's why I was always like or that was like the whole thing of my trajectory changing, is to look outward rather than, or look forward rather than backward. Because I was just like lingering on like, oh man, I'm going through some hard times, blah blah blah, this and that. But then now it's just like, well, I mean, you don't have to go through hard times, you can fix that. And my mind's just like, all right, fuck it, let's fix it, let's do something different.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I don't know for you, man, but for me, I've the whole changing jobs and changing trajectory I've done like more than 10 times in the past 10 years. So I'm one of those folks that you probably see the turnover, and like sometimes I'll be thinking like, is it me or is it the jobs I'm going to? I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah,
right.
I think it's both. I mean, life is always going to be a never-ending search.
Yeah.
You're never going to find what you're looking for ever, because there's always going to be something different you're going to want.
No, for sure. Like even if you do make it, right, it's like, well, what's going to be the next thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, would you feel like, you got your music, would you say that your day job kind of aligns with with who you are and what you want to go to?
The day job that I just got, no, not at all. This is more in the side of tech, like technology and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So like the techies of San Francisco, this kind of aligns with them more. But for me, it's a good paying job that I can use to fund my music, because obviously I can't live off hopes and dreams. And yeah, so
sound like my dad, bro.
Wise man. That's a wise man right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's such wishful thinking to think that I'm only gonna survive making music, especially at the level I'm at right now with marketing and my status of music as a musician. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think I can even afford a McDonald's like meal with with whatever I earned on Spotify in the last like 5-6 months.
Hey man, I mean, I had songs on Spotify. I think I made like 40 cents.
It takes a lot.
Yeah,
it takes a lot.
A lot of it is like what you said, marketing.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you know this, but my first dream was to be a rapper, and at a certain point, my dad was like, "Well, you're not a famous rapper. What are you gonna do with the rest of your life?" And so what I was gonna say, and I had a fleeting thought. Oh, my bad.
No, you good. Take your time with it.
Well, hopefully it comes back to me. But let's jump into another number.
Okay.
What's your next one?
From what range of numbers are we going to?
It's still 1 through 34.
Okay.
Yeah.
11.
11. When would you say your stream of consciousness began? Like, when I say this question, it's like, for me, I would say around 11, 12 years old, when I started being aware of stuff more. Like, I think that's when I first asked myself, what's my purpose in life? Like,
damn.
So, I mean, for you, it doesn't have to be necessarily that question, but when did you start, like, I guess a better way to phrase this, when did you begin to worry? Like, as a kid, you're not really tripping off stuff until a certain point. So, yeah, for you, when would you say that happened?
I want to say when I was like 18, like right after I left high school, and like I started working and having my own job and like my own money and my own responsibilities. I think that was like the wake up moment. Like, I woke up one day and I had to go to work. I'm like, holy shit, I'm a fucking adult. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I think that around that time, it was probably like my wake up moment, because so many responsibilities just hit like a wave. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got car bills now. I got a cell phone bill now. I got to help pay a little bit of rent. I got to pay for my music stuff. I got to pay for this, and this. And like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I think handling all those responsibilities is definitely a wake up call for anybody who has to do that. And I feel bad for people who have to do that at such an early age. You know what I mean? Like some people have to work at like 16, 17. Like I feel for them.
I know, and even sometimes younger. You feel me? Like
I just saw an article like a 14-year-old started working at Burger King. I'm like, 14?
I thought that was illegal, bro.
Right. That's what I thought too. I'm like, dang.
Yeah, that's the hustle, man. Nah, but for sure. I actually remember the question I had, the one I forgot.
Yeah.
But it had to do with like, how do you feel about self-promotion? Like
Self-promotion?
you know how I feel like in the music game you kind of have to be like, or you don't have to be like this, but I feel like a lot of folks are out there being like, oh, I'm the best, this is why you should listen to me. Yeah, is that how you kind of approach it, or is there another way you're trying to go about it?
I know before I would not be like that. I think it was like 2016, 2015. I think 2015 is when I did my first show at like SF State. And I didn't come off as like, yeah, I'm the best rapper in this bitch, blah, blah, blah. I was kind of just like, oh, hey, do you want my mixtape? I'm selling it for $5. Like, if you want it, you can take it. If you don't, it's totally fine. But I would say that to everybody. So when you end with that line, if you don't want it, it's totally fine. They're just going to be like, oh, well, if I don't have to buy it, then I won't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that's when your confidence has to pick up a little bit, because being a rapper is not just being a rapper. You're an entertainer. And when you're timid and shy and like closed off, you feel me? You can't entertain people like that. Like I can put up a front and do like the best song of my catalog, but when I get off stage, I'm like, oh, hey, what's up? Like, oh, I'm just gonna go home. Like, I don't really want to hang out with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be so timid and shy. That people don't really find that entertaining. So obviously it's bad marketing for you to be very timid and shy. And I think that's where I kind of had to break out of my shell after that and started being like, okay, well, fuck it. I'm good. I can rap. I know how to freestyle. I can rap. I know I have good bars, this and that. So I started, when my group came together, 2018, that's when we started being like, yeah, we're fucking good. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, that's something I never got to that point, bro. Like for me, I was always that timid dude and just being like,
and hey, that's okay. That's totally fine. You could be a timid dude, but if your goal is to make music and make like a career path with that, I think you kind of have to have some confidence there, because like if you have no confidence, then it just shows that you have no, like, I don't want to say backbone for like a better term, but it shows you have no, like, I don't know the right word that I can use that's not like hella fucked up or anything. Like integrity or you know. Yeah. But it's just like a relationship, you know what I'm saying? Like if a girl sees that you don't have confidence, she's just like, well, like, so how can you yeah, then why should I pick you if you're not like confident with yourself? Not even confident to be in a relationship with me. How come you can't be confident with yourself? That just shows you're not comfortable in your own skin. So everything that you try to convey to the audience, it's not true.
Yeah, man. I mean,
people can't believe that.
Like, why would I buy something if you don't even feel like you would buy it from yourself, if you're not acting that way, right?
Right. I'm not gonna buy a Toyota Supra. I don't even know how to drive stick. You feel me? Like it makes no sense.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly the reason why I switched lanes, bro. But yeah, I'm glad that you got it figured out, and you know, you on that vehicle.
Wait, can I ask you, how come you're not pursuing it now?
You know, man, well, for me, so I had a viewer and also a viewer and friend who kind of got pissed at me for saying that, like, oh, you know, I've always known you as a rapper, and now you're saying you're not. And like, you know, even if you're not famous or you're not like getting those numbers, you're still a rapper, so you should still own it, right? So I mean, for me, like, I think I had spent so much time pursuing it and not really going anywhere, where I felt like I needed to try something different. A big thing for me though is like, so I know when you're trying to make it or trying to get to that stage, you kind of have to make music that is gonna sell or like make money. And I've always been the kind of person to use my rhymes as a way to self-express, which is more of a stoner type feel of kicking back, relaxing, 90s boom bap type music.
Yep.
And I mean, we were just talking about this past decade being like the trap decade. That wasn't really flying out there. That's one. My style was like an old school style. And being real, man, it's hard to break through as an Asian rapper. You feel me? Or it's just
yep.
The judgment already is like, oh, this guy's gonna suck. Like even though there are like a bunch of rappers out there that have been doing it for a long ass time, I think like you familiar with Lyrics Born?
No.
Yeah, so he's a dude that's been doing it since the 90s, and like he produces his own stuff. If you ever never heard of him, I would suggest check him out, just because like even when I was in high school, that was one thing a teacher told me was like, oh, you should check out Lyrics Born. Like he could be she didn't say he could be a role model, but I think that's what they were getting at. Like he's an Asian rapper in the Bay doing his thing. So I was using it to self-express, and I was like stuck where every song felt like it sounded the same, because I was just in that same flow. I was in that same spot. So I told myself, let me go try to do something else, and maybe that's going to inspire new lyrics or new songs or a new mood. Which, I mean, to be honest, it kind of has, like, at least for me, since I was writing about, myself, my own experience, I needed to change my experience to feel like I was making different music. So yeah, I'm not saying I'd never do it. I still, like, time to time when I'm in the mood, I'm gonna write some bars, and like, cause I just like flowing, man, right? It feels good when you can, for me, it feels like I'm piecing a puzzle with words, like, and then once you get it together, it's like, damn, this sounds good. And I get hyped, and I'll still buy like studio time just so I can hear myself on the track and all that stuff.
That's good. At least you're still like, you still have one foot in there.
Yeah, and I mean, like, it's not something I'll ever let go. I don't think, like, who knows, man? I'll be 60 years old rapping, and all of a sudden, that's when I pop off, because I'm an Asian dude that's rapping at 60 years old. You feel me? Like,
Asian don't raisin, so you're a pretty dope ass 60-year-old MC.
I'm gonna get on the Pharrell, like, whatever Pharrell's doing, I'm gonna be doing.
Exfoliate like a madman. That's what he said. That's all you gotta do.
But yeah, that's where I kind of landed with it. But I still enjoy it, but I wouldn't say I'm stuck, but I know what I'm good at. I know what I sound good with, and that's really 90s boom bap. Like, that sound ever comes back, then could happen.
Hey, it's not if it could come back, it's will it, like, can you bring it back? You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people are bringing different genres back, like, here and there. So it's like, who knows? Like, what if you spark something to start everybody, like, to start it right back up again?
Yeah.
You never know.
Oh, you're right. Sometimes it's timing. So we'll see.
That's true.
We'll see. Just a heads up, man. We've been blowing by through this conversation, and we only got like about 10-15 minutes left right now. But nah,
my bad.
Don't worry, man. I mean, I'm having fun. I hope you're having fun.
Definitely.
Yeah. But let's try to get one more number real quick. And you want to stay medium or maybe go hard? It's up to you.
Let's go harder since it's the last one.
All right. What's your number?
19.
19.
I don't know if you noticed, but I've been choosing like 9, 11, 19.
Is there any particular reason why? Or?
It's my birthday.
Oh, shit.
Well, because you don't have 91. Yeah. So I chose 9, 11, September 11, and then 1991, just 19.
I got you. So this question is, when was the last time you flew too close to the sun? So like, to rephrase this, it's like, it's almost, when was the time you felt overconfident? And it was like, And
it flopped?
Yeah, where you kind of felt like it didn't meet your expectation,
Oh man, I remember this. Well, real quick, funny that you say that, because like my upcoming album has to do with like Icarus.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, I'm trying to release an album next year, and it's called Of Wax and Feathers, which is like a story about Icarus and like his whole thing. But yeah, flying too close to the sun. It was last year on my birthday. I tried to do it was like a stretch from July till September. I tried to do my if you go on my Instagram, Mr. NoName Rod, you'll see that I did like a few Quick Fix Friday videos, which is like a series that I created, just like a quick 2-minute song, you know, freestyle, whatever. And I tried to do it from July till September and it failed. And then I was also promoting that I had an album coming out in September, but none of the songs that I had were ever recorded. They were never like mixed and mastered. They weren't done, but I paid for the venue, Brick and Mortar, without an album to release. And then I had a whole venue, like a whole show with like 6 different acts, and they did their thing. And then I was supposed to come up, and I was the host too. And then I had nothing to perform. So I just performed all my old shit, and then I did like 2 cover songs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I lost like $1,000 just on that day alone, because I had to pay like people to do their performance, like the ticket sales, the alcohol sales, the DJ, the venue itself, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that's where I fucked up, is like I didn't have anything ready before I started talking about it.
You know, man, like, don't feel too bad, because I think if you're gonna learn a lesson, you might as well learn it like real hard like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know about you, but for me, I feel you, because like if I have an idea, my imagination kind of runs with it, and I think it's like, oh, it's gonna be like this. This is the kind of like, yeah. So, and I don't think it ever lives up to those expectations. You feel me?
9 times out of 10, probably not. Yeah, I always fantasize like, oh man, this is gonna be like a great venue, like it's gonna be popping, like just like at fucking Hard Summer or some type of shit. It's gonna be like that, like the vibe is gonna be so cool. And then when you get there, it's just like everybody's just standing around, just like looking at each other, just like nodding their head, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, you pulled that off by yourself though, or like? Yeah,
because it was my own show, so I didn't really have anybody to coordinate with me. But I mean, since we did that show back in 2018, I had already known the people at the venue, so reserving the venue and all that stuff was easy. But it's just having the content to perform and then being able to sell tickets in time, because I only had like a month and a half to promote it.
Yeah.
And I didn't really promote it because I was already trying to write music. I was trying to do Quick Fix Friday thing, and I was just overwhelming myself, trying to keep myself busy, thinking it's productive, but it was like counterproductive because I got nothing out of it.
Except that lesson, bro. You know?
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing I got out of it. Definitely a lesson to sharpen my mind for the future.
Yeah. And you know what, man? Like, a similar thing for me. I never hosted an event, but I did, like, I think it's called Rick Events, or Rick. I don't know if you ever seen that during your time trying to perform and whatnot. But,
Rick Events.
Yeah, I signed up for that, and I was a part of a group of like maybe 10 artists who signed up with them, and we were all supposed to open up for Filthy Rich.
Wait. It's not called. What is it called again?
It's Rick something. Rick Events or
New Ricks.
Yeah. So you know what I'm talking about.
Yep. Bro, can I tell you a story real quick? I know we only got 5 minutes.
You good.
So I did 2 shows with New Ricks in San Jose at this club, and the first show, the first time I did it, I forgot who I was gonna open for. I think it was Skippa from HBK.
Yeah.
So everybody came through and it was tight and all that stuff. And then I performed my music, which was brand new at the time. So everybody was like, they were kind of like, okay, cool. Like it was like more of the hardcore lyrical shit. It wasn't like any trap music or whatever, but it was like hella bar heavy, you know what I'm saying? So it sounded kind of cool. And then the second time I did it, I was just like, yo, nobody's gonna show up to this. Like I asked everybody and nobody's down. So I tried to get out of it. And the guy was like yelling at me through the phone. He's like, no, you signed a contract. You have to do it. I don't care if you have to spend all this money yourself, blah, blah. You already signed it, this and that. I was like, fuck. So like I tried to get as much people as I could together. Like maybe 5 people came. But last time it was like 12 or 13 people. But this time only 5 people came. And then like, bro, I had nothing to perform. And so like I was just like desperate just to have something to fill in the time. And I'm in a club, you know what I'm saying? Like there's neon lights, there's like girls and dudes like ready to dance and shit, and like everybody's at the bar. So the last guy performing, everybody's at the front, and then when they say my name, everybody goes immediately right to the back, and there's nobody in front except for my 5 homies. And then I performed like two songs, and then the third one was like this Valentine's Day song. Like a love song in a club with a bunch of people at like 10 o'clock p.m.
Yeah.
And it was such a shitty feeling. It's just like, fuck, man, I don't want to feel this ever again.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I think that's the natural growth of an artist, though. You know, especially if you're doing music.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done a show, bro, where it was just me and the other artists who were performing that were in the
whole
room.
thing.
Yeah, like we were the audience for each other. You feel me?
That's tight, though.
Yeah. Like we really got to bond and like really connect. But you know, at the time it was like, damn, I thought there was gonna be more people. But you know, that happens.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, my new Rick story was that I didn't sell enough tickets, so I did end up paying out of pocket for all the tickets I didn't sell, and I hated that feeling too. But yeah, I mean, you know, if you have a following, I mean, I'm not saying New Ricks isn't legit, because I think the way they got it set up is kind of, you know, dope. If you can turn over those tickets, right? They sell to you for 15. If you can sell them for 25, then you know you're making your profit.
Keep profit, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm not hating on New Ricks. It's just
New Ricks gave me my first horrible experience. It's definitely a good lesson.
For sure. But you know what? Why don't we just do that, man? Like now I kind of thought about. I'm like, I could kind of do what New Ricks does. I just need to find like, you know.
Yeah. You should actually. You should be like an agency that signs up people and like finds headliners, just random headliners to do shows. And then you'll still be one foot in the door with music, and then the other foot, like, you know, marketing or promoting or stuff like that.
You know what I mean? Honestly, if I was gonna think of my dream job at the moment, I would want to be an A&R. You feel me? Like just somebody that kind of takes care of artists, you know, and like keep them doing their thing. I don't know what it takes, but I gotta figure that out actually.
Well, if you do pursue that career, please hit me up, because I'm desperate for help.
I got you, man. I got
being
you.
a one-man army on this thing, on this music stuff, is hard.
That is one of the things, bro. Like, it's hard to do it by yourself, but I don't know if it's the same for you. It was always hard for me to ask for help. So I mean, like, biggest thing is kind of like, hopefully you can find folks that see the vision, support it, and are like willing to spend their time on it. You feel me?
Yeah.
But, yeah, man, for sure. We made it to the concluding portion of the podcast, man. There are a few closeout things.
Okay.
And this first one is, I've been doing this thing where I ask my guests to create a mantra for themselves on the show. The phrase is, I am, I can, I will. So I am blank, I can blank, I will blank. How would you fill that out for yourself?
Say that one more time. I am,
I can, I will.
I am, I can, I will.
Yeah.
That's damn. Can you give me an example of what you would say?
Oh shit, bro. Damn, putting me on the spot.
Well, I'm assuming you did this a lot. So, like, do you have like a go-to one that you do all the time, or?
Honestly, I don't, man. I haven't.
Okay.
And I haven't really made one for myself. So, if I was gonna think about it, like right now, if off the top of my head, I am balanced. I am balanced. I can proceed, and I will unite. Yeah. So, was that I am balanced? I can proceed, and I will unite. So, yeah. Thanks, man. No.
Your go-to right there.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay. I am an artist. I can create. I will create.
Joe, man. If you ever need a reminder, now you got yourself saying it to yourself.
There you go. I got my go-to also.
Yeah. And then concluding portion of the podcast. This first question is going to be from my previous guest. I'm trying to find a way to connect folks. This question is from my homie Mark. Shout out to Mark. And his question for you is, what made you say yes to come on to the show?
What made me say yes? What made me say yes was when I saw you doing the podcast with KG. I was just like, these are very interesting questions, because I remember one of the questions you asked was like, what legacy do you want to leave behind? I think, is that the right question, or am I like butchering that?
I mean, I feel bad because I don't remember every episode. But,
that was what I feel like that was one of the questions, or it's like, what do you want to be remembered as, or you know what I'm saying? One of those questions, and I was just like, wow, I don't think I've ever heard anybody ask that on a podcast. You know what I'm saying? Because like a lot of podcasts I've been watching is just basically like comedy or talking about politics and stuff like that. I never really heard anybody ask you like something so deep. For sure, so man. I think that's for sure what drew me in, and I just want to say yes because I was just like, wow, this dude seems like a cool ass dude, and I feel like he'd ask like some very insightful shit.
Right on, man. That definitely appreciated.
Yeah.
And, now I got it. My bad, KG. I'll
if you're watching this.
Yeah. My bad. I think KG's will understand though. Like she's pretty cool herself. And then this next question is, what would you like to ask the next guest that comes on to 34 questions?
Anything, or does it have to do with the podcast specifically?
Anything. You could go heavy, you could go light. It's all up to you.
Heavy boy. Let's see. Damn. Never mind. That's not heavy. I feel like I was gonna ask like an interview question, like, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
We've had that too, man. No pressure. It's all good. But yeah, I mean, some folks come in with like, you know, something crazy, and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta add that on.
Okay.
But yeah.
If not music or art, what would you be doing?
Okay. What would you be doing?
Yeah.
I just had to write it down.
Yeah.
For sure. Then my very last question for you, man, the question that ties everything together is 500 years from now, our descendants are watching this video. What would you tell them?
500 years from now. I would say that any message, man. They're like, damn, this is my great grandfather right now. What's he gonna say? Fuck bitches, get money. That's all you can do. I would say that no matter what your personality is, whether it's introvert, extrovert, I don't know what other things, other verts there, Uzi vert, you have a voice. You've been blessed with the power to communicate. Even if you're mute, there's sign language, there's painting, there's digital art, there's drawing, sketching, music. Well, I mean, if you can't speak, obviously not music, but everybody on this planet has been blessed with the ability to communicate one way or the other. Please use your voice. Your voice matters. Doesn't matter if you don't think it does, it always will.
Oh man, that was dope. Yeah, any last things you want to say before we head out of here?
This was fun as hell.
For sure, man.
Yeah, I liked it.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. Definitely like looking forward to get folks back on, you know, after a few months or so, like doing check-ins and whatnot. I think that's what's been great about this podcast for me is just like the networking, you know. I don't know how else I would have been able to meet you if it wasn't, you know, through KG and, you know, having her on. So
right.
Yeah, definitely again, thank you for coming through.
Thank you for having me.
Being open, sharing your story. And yeah, I mean, I think we should talk some more, you know, as far as the music side goes.
Yeah.
And like, you know, who knows, man, if you need help finding shows, Maybe I'll be on the lookout for something and just shoot you stuff. And
Hey, I definitely appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
And also, like, if you are trying to get back in like to the writing part, I mean, I think I know some people who do like writing classes, like not necessarily just for rappers, but just like poetry and stuff.
Yeah.
Like if you want to join any of those, or like I don't know if you freestyle or anything, but like I like like me and the homie, sometimes we just get on the chat and just start like dropping frees and stuff. Like, yeah.
Maybe I should practice some more, because that's one of those things. Anytime I tell folks like, "Oh yeah, I'm trying to be a rapper," they're like, "Oh yeah, freestyle right now," and I'm like,
yeah, I hate that.
Yeah, like
I'm not a show monkey. Like, you're not gonna see like Robert Downey Jr. or like Leonardo DiCaprio and be like, start acting. Like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, do something that you would do in a movie.
Like, yeah, I mean, that just reminds me of like when our parents used to be like, "Oh yes, dance for them
Oh,
or sing
show
for them."
Tito how you do the thing. Like, what the fuck you talking about?
Yeah.
I do this in the shower.
But yeah, man. So yeah, let's stay connected.
Yeah.
And because I would love to even just meet those folks too, man. You know.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
We all vibe. So yeah. Real quick again, tell the folks where they can find your stuff. I know you said in the beginning, but let's end it with that real quick.
Yes, definitely. So my Instagram and Twitter is Mr. NoName Rod. So it's MrNoNameRod. And my Spotify is NoName Rod. So it's just NoNameRod. There's no Mr. in front of it, but yeah, you can find me on Spotify. If you go on my Instagram, I actually have a link in my bio that has literally everything that I'm on. So Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, etc. So you can find it all on my Instagram.
One song for folks to check out just to get the best impression, which song should they listen to first?
Damn. You know what? My newest song, actually, with KG, it's Super Flower.
Yeah, so that was bomb. I mean, yeah, I feel you. I definitely support that. Anybody out there, check out Super Flower.
Right on, appreciate that.
Yeah. Want to thank the folks out there for also tuning in. If you listen in on the streaming sites or watching on YouTube, definitely appreciate your time as well. Remember to reach out, reach forward. As always, much love, and we'll catch you guys next time on 34 Questions. Pretty much wrapped up right there, man. Yeah.